topic of this year would be around creativity and cooperation and competition. And so I think that applied to activities like the ones of Sanofi, open innovation make a huge difference. Together, it allows us to reinvent the future world. Sanofi being present in CSR, they really match our mindset.
My point here is not to make any difference between men and women. First, how does a manager and a leader manage his energy to succeed in the long run?
The Women's Forum is inspiring. We can all be change maker, women, but also with men.
All the topics which are tackled are not, from my point of view, not specific to women. All the take-home messages that I have are more universal.
Women can actually connect to establish contacts outside of their usual environment.
It's a unique occasion for networking.
It's important for the company. It's also personally important for me because I have the opportunity to meet people that I wouldn't otherwise meet.
And to feel that, in fact, I'm not alone. There are so many people sharing the same values.
The goal is to bring 25 of our colleagues from different countries, different businesses, to understand, what kind of barriers are they facing.
Having people with different experience, different backgrounds, different culture, we can learn from each other.
Debate, network, learn and share experiences.
Accelerate your own learning and your own understanding.
It's an interesting experience when you are a part of the minority.
It reinforced myself into the fact to remain authentic.
Companies that have the right gender diversity at the very top actually show a 55% EBITDA growth more than companies that do not. To me, it was a great learning, a great eye-opener.
It's inspiration. As part of the Women Leadership Council, I try to capture what exists already, try to put in place for my own perimeter.
It's key for the company overall, and it's key for each of us.
We can find out what's happening in other organisations, we can learn from those best practices, and we can benchmark and say, are we doing the right kinds of things that will have the greatest impact as soon as possible?
I learned a lot at this meeting that really tells the story of why it's very important to our success as an organisation to bring more diversity.
It's really a lot of ideas that have been discussed very thoroughly. Most of them were new for me. When I go back, I will try to raise this topic in my organisation as well.
I believe it's a big responsibility for me because I need to take back what I've learned from here.
Very often the patient can be a woman, but the caregivers very often are the women. So a lot of the things that we do are going to be used by women, being estimated by women. So how do we in companies make sure that we understand all of this so that we can actually constitute very diverse teams that can actually foster innovation, because this is going to be our competitive advantage for the long run.
It's great to see how women can have a never give up attitude that probably sometimes you can see less frequently in a men's behavior.
Women and men who aspire to the change that we want to see and giving ideas about how to make that real provides the energy to go back to what we have to get done every day, which is often a hard job. If you could all be here, I wish that you could.
I'm very proud to see that my company is within this type of forum.
We like to be fed by sponsors like Sanofi, and we like to build together to reinvent the forum and to project ourselves in the future world. We have exported our format to Sao Paulo. We will be in Dubai, and in December we will go to Myanmar for the first time ever, and Mr. Vibhavar would be present in Myanmar, which we are delighted of, showing the signal that this type of countries matches with the strong appetite of companies like Sanofi to move on in these countries.